Hello, it is Sunday afternoon at 3:17 and I'm going to take you through on what I do to make my weeks way more productive. Lately, I work in 8 to 5. I try to do content on the side. I have some other side things that I do with like coaching clients and such on top of just living a life, going to the gym and living alone. And sometimes that comes with a lot of things. So when I don't set up my weeks ahead of time, I am like failing all week. So that's what we're gonna do today. I have my computer, I have all of my notebooks because I'm a notebook addict, and we're gonna plan our week out together. So save this video until next Sunday when you are planning your week out, because I'm gonna show you exactly what I do to have an actual productive week that is walking in your calling and your purpose, while also living life and whatever it looks like to you. So first, what we're going to do is I'm going to grab, which notebook do I want? The problem with having so many notebooks. This is my work one. Is it my work one? I don't know what this one is. This is my content one, and this is my personal-ish one. Okay, first thing I want you to do is open up your calendar and figure out exactly everything that you have to do this week, like non-negotiables, meaning events you have to go to. So I don't think I have actually anything this week outside of my normal like job that I need to do. Wow, I have nothing all week. Praise the Lord. At least that's the plan for right now. Hazel, you're standing on my computer. It's not cute. Thank you. All right, so what that means is I am instead going to just brain dump everything that I need, or I rather want to get done this week. I want to make a shift, make a change in my personal brand content. And these can also just be little goals that you have. I want to wake up at 5 a.m. every day. All right, so now I have 10 things that I am specifically wanting to focus on and hopefully get accomplished this week. And there are a couple different topics that I typically go for. There's usually like my health, and that's also physical and spiritual health. There is my like personal business that I want to work on for me and grow. That also includes content and the coaching stuff that I do. And then the last one is just like home stuff. So that could just be normal home things. And some of those examples are like, I want to learn how to close better. I already do a pretty good job of when I'm talking to people, and my close rate's pretty high for when I do get to talk to people. But I want to just be better in that skill, because that's something that if you can sell ice to an Eskimo, you're good in life. I want to like spiritual things, like spend time with the Lord every day, just make sure I'm really intentional about that. All right, quick break. I didn't get time to do this when I was actually filming this video, but this is typically what I do sometime on my Sunday reset. I like to either play the piano, I will crochet, I will read, do something like that. And so I'm going to show you the piano portion. It's from the One Sing, and it's really cool because it actually connects to an app that I have on my phone. So I used to play the piano when I was super, super little, but I really don't remember anything. So like I basically am a beginner. And so I don't like having a bunch of books, like music books, scattered around, especially living in an apartment. Like I don't have the room for all of that, but they have an app that will actually teach you how to play. And there's different like levels that you can kind of work through. And each time you open one of these, there's like a bunch of lessons and units inside of each module, I guess it is. So we're gonna start with Fresh Off the Boat, because I feel like I'm fresh off the boat and I'm very new. Even though this is kind of like repetitive for me, but it's been a while. The cool thing about it too is that when it lights up on here, it shows you visually where it's on the keyboard, but then also on the keyboard itself, it lights up. And so you actually know exactly where it's at. And so you know for a fact that you're not messing up. So your hands when you play piano are numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you have to like, there's a certain finger that you should use when you're playing certain key. When it's teaching you the new note, so we just learned E, it's reminding you, or teaching you rather, that you need to use your third finger, which is your middle finger. I want you to try to guess what the song is for. So I'm gonna go back and put it to level 1 because I was a little optimistic and I'm not level 3 worthy yet. And yes, so it's really customizable. That's what I think it makes it very different than any other piano or lesson thing out there. And you can even turn off the keys if you don't want them to light up, if you're a little bit more advanced. I'm not, so we need to keep the keys actually lit up for the time being. But it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of different songs you can choose from. I'll put links in my bio or in the description if you guys want to go check it out. It's the One Sing. And yeah, go see it out. Maybe we can have a bunch of little Mozarts in the making. Do you like it when I play piano? Do you want to play piano? Oh my gosh, that'd be so cute if you could play. Do you want to play piano? Look. I don't feel like she's very... There's not a whole lot going up in here. You know, some doggies play piano. Some doggies do a lot. Some obey. Do you want to obey? She says no. And then Wednesday as a church, we, during the sermon today, our pastor felt like everybody should go on a fast on Wednesday, which that's been something I've been doing about every 10 days or so the last 30 days. And when I tell you every single time I fast, within 24 hours, there was a breakthrough in my life in some capacity. If you're not fasting and making that a constant part of your spiritual health, what are you doing? Okay, that's a whole different video and topic. So let me know if you would ever want me to elaborate on that. So after I've done that, I'm then going to open up my computer. So I have that open. I use Google Calendar, and I'm going to find times where I could schedule this into my calendar to actually work on these moments. And as you can see, I kind of like time block my days out of like my before work, morning goals, midday goals, afternoon, and then nightly, just so I can visually see where things can naturally fit in. I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna write film YouTube video, and then also kind of prep for a week. I'm gonna give myself 2 hours just so I can visually see what is happening. Now I write everything out. Call me crazy, but this is how I can like visually see where I'm spending too much time or not enough time on things. It's actually changed my life. So this is the free time I think I have right here. So honestly, I'm gonna put film 1 IG reel. Sometimes I use my lunch breaks to do personal things like content and whatnot. So if you work from home, please, if you can, use your lunch breaks. Actually like disconnect from your 8 to 5 or your 9 to 5, whatever you do, and work on things that are important to you. Or I will strategically use that time to read and like decompress in the middle of my day and like not scroll on social media. That's the whole point. With that being said, it is August 2nd, which means I'm gonna move on to my habit tracker. When you're coming up with your habits, and I did a video on this a while ago, how I decide what I want to put on my habit tracker, so you can go check that out. But in basically the same concept, I pick areas of like my personal life, spiritual health, relationships, business, things like that. Now this is a piece of advice I heard somebody else say. Pick your ultimate goal like 6 months to a year down the road. Let's say your goal is to drop 2 sizes. What is something that if you do every single day that it's actually going to put you toward that goal? I don't want you to just put working out, because is that working out for 10 minutes? Is that going on a walk? Is that lifting weights? Is it running 5 miles? Like what is something very specific that's going to take you to your ultimate goal of dropping 2 dress sizes? All right, so I have my goal for the month of August. Now, my daily habits for this month are 5 a.m. wake ups, do some kind of screenless hobby, spend 20 minutes at least with the Lord, spend an additional 5 minutes a day in prayer, no sugar, 45 minutes of movement, and then posting strategic content on social media and not just posting just to post, because I am guilty of that. And then now this is the part which honestly kind of stresses me out, but I'm going to work on the content that I want to get done this week. If I'm being real honest, I'm finding a really hard time figuring out what I want to be known for, or not even be known for, but what parts of me I want to share online. Because I share everything, and everything creates confusion with you guys of like, who is Janae and what vein is she in? And that's not to say to find a niche, but it's like, what is actually going to also help my long-term goals, you know?
The night gets heavy, shadows start to crawl, but your arms are steady, they don't let me fall. Every fear I'm holding slowly fades away when I hear your heartbeat I know I'm old.
So I've been laying here. Hazel came and plopped down on me, and I'm also just editing a video. If I'm being honest, most of my time editing happens in the evenings or super early in the mornings, like before 8 a.m. or on my lunch breaks, walking on the treadmill. Okay. And this is typically how my Sundays go. I have planned to stay home and be productive and do a reset, get caught up on life, pay bills, that kind of thing. Well, it is now 9 o'clock and I'm just now getting home because I went over to my parents' house to just use their vacuum so I could clean up my car. But then when I got there, I started doing a Florida torrential downpour. And so I didn't get to do my car, and instead we started making food. And then we made food, but now I'm home, and originally I was going to spend time with the Lord, read a little bit, film some more content, maybe plan a little bit more specifically about what I wanted to get done this week as far as content goes. That did not happen. So instead I am going to hop into bed.